To be honest, a conventional pickup truck isn't always enough. Sometimes you need a heavy-duty pickup vehicle to be a dependable workhorse. Of all of these, the exceptional Ford Super Duty lineup is the best. It's incredible how much Ford has improved the Super Duty for the next model year, pretty much in every way. Keeping that in mind, let's take a deep dive into the 4 key reasons why you should wait for the 2025 Ford Super Duty. Number 4. The Super Duty gets a much-needed facelift. Without a doubt, the Ford Super Duty lineup has a menacing and formidable appearance. We find its neutral and adaptable look to be more appealing than that of the Ram and Silverado heavy-duty trucks. The F450, in particular, commands attention with its sophisticated and fashionable appearance. But with the recent makeover of the F150, the neutral style of the current Super Duty is beginning to feel a little dated. Ford has redesigned the 2025 Super Duty to address this and set it apart from its smaller sibling. The 2025 model will have a new grille design up front that is significantly less congested than the present one, which will be the most obvious difference. This will be enhanced with a central DRL bar that is positioned above the grille and is inspired by the F150 Lightning's front design. In order to create a sleek, stylish, and modern front look, the DRLs in the headlights will now be positioned in a straight line that precisely lines up with a center bar. Additionally, the headlights themselves will be marginally larger than the existing model in order to more accurately convey the truck's massive size. Apart from the front, the truck's side profile will also undergo modifications. Less superfluous trim will be present on the sides, giving the vehicle a more streamlined, professional look that matches its tough exterior. The truck's back end will mostly stay in its existing configuration, which we think is quite cool because it already looks great. The truck will only likely see a decrease in the amount of chrome used throughout, which should enhance the overall appearance, particularly on the lariat level where too much chrome has occasionally looked a little too showy. Number 3. Improved capacities. The Ford Super Duty's incredible capability is one of the key reasons why people adore it. The F450 Super Duty raises the standard in its class with a towing capacity of up to 40,000 pounds when equipped correctly. Its 6.7-litre V8 diesel engine, which produces an incredible 500 horsepower and 1 200 pound-foot of torque, is responsible for this amazing performance. Its engine is appropriate for almost any work, from huge construction projects to pretty much anything else you can imagine. It's exciting to know that performance will get even better for the 2025 model year. Now, the 6.7-litre engine can generate up to 520 horsepower and a remarkable 1,350 pound-foot of torque, up from 1,200 pound-foot previously. The vehicle will therefore be capable of towing up to 45,000 pounds. A 475 horsepower engine will now take the place of the old 500 horsepower engine. Despite being little less potent, this engine will still be very capable. It will please you to hear that even the gasoline choices now have improved performance for individuals who favor gasoline engines. About 430 horsepower will now be produced by the standard 6.8-litre V8 engine, up 25 horsepower from the existing model. It will also become closer to the larger 7.3-litre engine in terms of torque, which will increase to a solid 480 pound-foot of torque. Speaking of which, there will be an upgrade for the 7.3-litre engine as well, which will now generate over 500 pound-foot of torque and about 480 horsepower, making it one of the most potent, naturally aspirated engines on the market. Furthermore, there are reports of a high-output variant that is anticipated to produce more than 500 horsepower and 550 pound-foot of torque, as if that weren't enough. Ford hasn't verified these details yet, though. The well-known 10-speed automatic transmission will be mated to each of these engines to provide reliable torque and power delivery while maintaining the engine within its ideal power range. Additionally, Ford has committed to making changes to improve responsiveness and smoothness of shifting for an improved overall performance. Number 2. Finally, flex fuel will be available. Many people have been eagerly awaiting this feature. Ford's decision to forego adding a flex fuel system to the Super Duty, considering its standing as a no-nonsense, down-to-earth utility vehicle, was perplexing. Considering that the E85 fuel option was offered on the previous generation, its absence was all the more unexpected. Ford has finally complied with our long-standing wish with the release of the 6.2-litre V8, making the Super Duty the uncompromising car it was always meant to be. The larger 7.3-litre V8 engine, however, will be the only powertrain offered. Since most consumers looking for this feature are unlikely to choose the base model, it makes sense to not modify the entry-level 6.8-litre engine for flex fuel. We value Ford's answer to customer needs, even though we don't anticipate this powertrain to dominate Super Duty sales. Number 1. A significantly improved cabin design. Not only will the outside be redesigned, but the cabin will also receive a significant overhaul. This modification is even more important than the external makeover. Although the new Super Duty cabin is passable, sales of Ford trucks have suffered because it is inferior to the Ram 2500 and 3500. It's also difficult to tell the interior from the F-150 because they are so similar to one another. That will soon change with the arrival of the new Super Duty, which will step up and outperform its Ram competitors in terms of technology and design, while maintaining a level of quality that matches both. Firstly, bid farewell to the disorganized central console. The infotainment system will house the remaining controls, with the exception of the temperature and seat heating and cooling functions, which will be removed. In relation to that, the infotainment screen is going to get a significant makeover. It will now have a horizontal arrangement like the Ford Ranger and other Ford vehicles. It will be easier to use and more aesthetically pleasing with this new design. In addition, compared to Ram's offerings, the system will be far more rationally organized and intuitive. Additionally, the pickup trucks inside will be of the highest caliber, particularly in the higher trim levels. Now that almost everything inside is covered in leather, the interior will have a hint of elegance thanks to trim pieces that are finished in aluminum or wood. The already outstanding seats will receive even more padding, which will make them much softer and more comfy than before. Truly on par with Ram's outstanding seats. All things considered, the Ford Super Duty will prove itself as the best in its class once more, as it rightfully should. And that concludes the video for today. We appreciate your time and we'll see you in the future video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching.